Hello everyone. This is the first YouTube video I've recorded myself. I've never recorded like this before. I want to introduce to you a product I made myself called CrossTime AI. Let me introduce myself. Previously, I worked at major internet companies for over 10 years, and then I started my own business for more than 5 years. So now, whenever I encounter a pain point of my own, I feel like I might as well create a product myself to solve my own problem. This product of mine came about because I have a business partner who lives in Thailand long term, and I also have clients in Switzerland, while I myself often stay in Dubai and Riyadh. So when we need to have international meetings, we often have to work together to find a time slot that is convenient for everyone. So every time we have to calculate the time, it's especially troublesome. And it's even more complicated when there are more than 3 people involved in the meeting. That's why I created a product like this for myself and for friends who are in the same situation as me. So when you're facing international meetings, you can use my product to quickly solve the small pain point of scheduling meetings across time zones. It's a very small tool, but I find it quite useful for myself, and I also recommend it to everyone. To access the homepage, just go to crosstime.masanova.com. Once you enter, you'll see a time converter here. With this time converter, you can quickly convert the time between 2 countries. It's a bit like exchanging US dollars for dirhams, just like converting money between USD and AED. You can quickly find out the exchange rate. Here you can quickly find out the time difference between your locations. For example, here I select, let's say I choose New York, and I want to know the time difference between New York and Singapore. So I set New York here, set the target country as Singapore, and then if it's 10 a.m. in New York on a certain date, that would be 10 p.m. in Singapore. I can also set other times here. For example, if I set the time for Dubai, then I can say that 2 p.m. in New York is equivalent to 10 p.m. in Dubai. So here you can very quickly switch between the times of different countries, and it calculates everything in just 1 second. This time converter for switching between 2 countries' times is free, and I plan to keep it free for everyone forever. So even if you don't want to use other features, you can still come here to convert time whenever you need to. You can quickly convert the time between any 2 countries or cities, and it calculates for you in seconds. Here, you can figure out whatever time you need. If you have more than 3 locations, you can click on I have participants from more than 3 places. After clicking here, you'll access more of our features. Here, the system will automatically detect your current time zone, and then you can set up all your participants below. For example, the first participant is in New York, the second participant is in London, and the third participant, let's say, is currently in Tokyo, or I could also say they're in Dubai. After selecting these, I can say, oh, I have a fourth participant as well. For instance, my fourth participant is in Hong Kong. Once I finish selecting, I can directly set here the date of the meeting and the meeting duration. For example, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, you can choose yourself. You can also add some notes, such as if someone is unavailable for meetings from 6 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day, you can write these unavailable times here. At the same time, you can also set priorities. For example, if I think our client in London is our most important client, I can set their priority to the highest. After setting the priority, all meeting times will be most convenient for them. That is, the meeting will be scheduled during their daytime as much as possible, and everyone else will accommodate the person with the highest priority. I just need to click here to immediately find the optimal time. At this point, several options will immediately appear below. One is best of all, which means the time is relatively suitable for everyone. It will show, for example, that in New York it's 8 p.m., in London it's 1 p.m., in Dubai it's 4 p.m., and in Hong Kong it's 8 p.m. This is a time that is relatively friendly for everyone. There will also be some options, for example, times that are more convenient for users in the US. So at this point, you can choose which meeting you want. Once you've decided on the meeting time, you can click on Google Calendar, and then it will be added to your calendar. If you want to confirm the time and have Google Meet automatically create a meeting, then this is a paid feature. Or you can also simply copy this reschedule link and send it to your friend. That's fine too. So this is basically how we use the whole thing. Actually, its core feature is the user-friendly scheduling of meeting times. For example, you can set whose priority is higher so that this person can have the meeting at their most comfortable time as much as possible. You can also specify that certain people are unwilling to have meetings at certain times. For instance, if someone needs to pick up their child between 5 and 6 in the afternoon, they can't attend meetings during that time. For example, another person might need to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, so they won't attend meetings after 10. You can write down these exceptions for each person, and then it will help you calculate the optimal meeting time. Of course, you can also choose to use our paid version. With the paid version, you can have up to 12 participants in a meeting, and you can also set different priorities for different people, which will affect the scheduling accordingly. For example, in the current free version, only one person can have the highest priority, but in the paid version, you can set people from more than 3 countries as higher priority. We also offer several different options here. The core idea is that the time calculation not only considers time zone differences, but also better aligns with business rules and provides a more human-centered approach. So this is something everyone can try out and use. Although this feature is quite small, it's actually mainly suitable for founders, investment bankers, investors, digital nomads, remote teams, and management of multinational meetings. Because when it comes to the core of time calculation, the focus isn't just on the time itself, but on making the timing more human-centered. So we welcome everyone to use our product. Thank you.